Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Little. Today I'm going to share with you the quiz feature of the Float the Turn Push Fold application. Whenever you are studying how to play a game theory optimal shove or fold strategy, you certainly want to quiz yourself. Just trying to memorize charts is good and beneficial, but at the same time you also want to make sure you are actively testing your skills. So this is actually part of the Push Fold application. You can just find it on the navigation bar. It's also available on floattheturn.com. If you just scroll down in the tool section and navigate to Push Fold Quiz, it's right there. So this is what you'll see. And as you see, we have some options. So you can select your positions. So say you only wanted to shove cut, or only wanted to be tested on cutoff and button all-in situations, you could push this over to cutoff, and it would do that. You can also set the number of big blinds you want to test yourself for. Like let's say you just know you're not going to use a strategy where you open shove 16 big blinds because you would rather min raise some hands or limp some hands, then you don't really need to study those spots because that's not what you're ever doing. So you can set the minimum and maximum. You can also set the size of the ante. That definitely affects the hands you should be shoving. And then we have down here the speed of play. We have normal and timed. We're going to do normal first, then I'll show you timed. And you can also select the difficulty, easy, moderate, expert, or random. Let's just do random for now. As you get better at this, you're going to want to do expert, which means that you're only going to be presented situations that are right on the cusp of playability, which is going to make it really hard. So anyway, let's get started. We're going to take a 20-hand quiz, okay? You are under the gun with 6 big blinds with 2 suited 1 gappers. We maybe need to change that. Jack 9 of hearts. What should we do? Should we push or should we fold? Let's click on push. And as you see, we are right. And this shows you right here a small little range that we should be pushing. So you're roughly aware of which hands you should shove in this scenario. And as you see, this is kind of on the cusp. So let's go to the next hand. We are under the gun +3 with pocket 2s for 11 big blinds. What do? We're going to push. Good decision. Okay. Queen 6 of hearts and the hijack seat for 7 big blinds. I'm going to go with fold. Ah, it's close. So as you see, this one's right on the cusp, right? And you're going to find that once you get pretty good at these charts, these are the ones you're often going to get wrong. And again, I mentioned this in one of my previous videos about the app. The hands on the cusp should often be folded because shoving these is very close to neutral. That said, if your opponents fold too often, well, you should be shoving even wider. So maybe I need to be shoving even more hands. All right, next hand. Under the gun with ace-jack, it's going to be a push. Okay. Hijack, ace-5 suited, 11 big blinds, will push. Okay. On the button with 12 big blinds with king 3 offsuit. This is probably a close one, but we're going to shove. Ah, wow, not even close. You're on the button with 12 big blinds. Interesting. So in this scenario, I certainly would have pushed. And I suppose the reason this is probably not a shove is because we have 12 big blinds as opposed to something like 10. I know you can shove all kings for 10 big blinds when there's an ante, but as you see, slightly wrong. I need to study. 5 big blinds with 5s. Push. 7 big blinds with 4s. Like you see, these questions are somewhat easy. If we selected a harder setting, these would never be in there. Under the gun with ace-10 offsuit for 12 big blinds. Ooh, this is probably close, but I'm going to push it. As you see, ace-8 is a fold, ace-9 is a shove. Under the gun +2 with 11 big blinds with a garbage hand, right? Obviously fold, this would never be presented. Jack 10 suited under the gun +1, we'll shove. As you see, under the gun, even from early position with about 8 big blinds, you can shove all sort of suited connectors. They're good. Button, 5-4 suited, we'll push. Button, 11 big blinds, 10-5 suited. I think we're supposed to fold this one. As you see, it is close though. Hijack, ace-4 suited, we'll push. Cut off, 8-6 offsuit, we'll fold. As you see, the offsuit hands are quite poor. You really don't want to be shoving those. Low jack seat, ace-4 of hearts. Sure. The suited aces are usually pretty good for about 10 big blinds. Hijack with ace-4 offsuit. This is probably close. If we had a few more big blinds like 11, it's probably close to a fold. But I think with 8, it's probably a shove, but I honestly don't know. So there it is. Under the gun +3 with 8 big blinds, king 6 suited. Ugh, I don't know. I pretty much never shove this hand, but maybe I should. Oh, it's a fold. I probably would have folded king 7 suited there too. Maybe that's wrong though. All right, ace-10, low jack will push. All the big Broadway hands, especially. I mean, they're always good for like 10 big blinds. Low jack with 12 big blinds with a suited ace. This is probably close, but I think it's probably still just a shove. All right, so there it is. We scored 1,275 points. As you see, I missed, I think, 2 questions. I guess you get 50 points per question, so that's fine. You can tweet your score. You can also scroll down a little bit and share it on Facebook. And there you go. Now, let's refresh the page. And now let's do a timed quiz. So let's show you what this looks like. We're going to need to go fast now. It's going to leave off a lot of the text that it had. And the faster you go, the more points you get. This is not necessarily required if you're playing live poker where you have 30 seconds to think about your hand. But online, if you plan on playing a lot of tables at a time, you certainly need to learn to play somewhat quickly. Also, the ante size. Notice, if we made the ante much bigger, we should be shoving much wider. If we made there be no antes, we should also be shoving much tighter. Let's just leave it at 12.5% now, though, so I don't embarrass myself too much. All right, ace-4 suited, under the gun +3, push. As you see, we got time bonus of 15. I could have gone quicker in that scenario, but we're not for the sake of the video. Or maybe we should. Maybe we should just go fast. All right, fold, 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 push, fold, push, push, fold. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at the hand, and I'm looking at the big blinds, I'm looking at the position. That's kind of how I go about doing it. Some hands are just like auto pushes, right? Like Jack-10 suited, you're just always pushing that hand. And if you select a harder setting, you'll have a much more difficult time. So you see this time we got all of the questions right. We got some bonus points. You get bonus points based on how difficult the questions are. So if you want to get a really high score to try to beat your friends' high scores, because you're all sharing them on Twitter and Facebook, you can set the level to expert. If you scroll down here, you can set the level to expert right here. And then you will get more bonus points because you are answering questions that are all on the cusp. Like you saw, we had pocket sevens in whatever position for whatever number of big blinds. Given I know I set the quiz from 6 to 12, pocket sevens is just always a shove. Same thing with hands like Jack-10 suited. It's just always going to be a shove. So once you know that, you have very easy decisions. That lets you get a perfect score on the quiz, but you're going to miss out on the bonus points. And that's how you really test yourself and get the highest scores possible. So anyway, that is the Float the Turn Push Fold quiz. We may be moving that over to pokercoaching.com in the near future. We'll see. But anyway, you can get it at jonathanlittlepoker.com/app. So make sure you check that out. And if you watch this video, go and take the quiz. These are completely for free. All you have to do is enter your email address and log in, and then you're in. You can play as much as you want. There is no limit. You can share your scores with your friends on Twitter and Facebook, and you can get in a little competition. So yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy the app, and I'll talk to you next time.